another episode of Candyology. I'm your girl, Candy J. I've been missing in action. It's been a week, guys. Oh my god. I hate when I miss you, but people, the girl was sick, y'all. I'm talking about I felt like my stomach was coming out of me. Okay, that type of sick, y'all. I barely made it through some events the last week before I had to shut it down. But if y'all notice, there is someone sitting next to me, and I will let her introduce herself. Her name is Michaela. Hey, girl.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
What?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, girl, you know, mi casa es su casa.
No, it's all love. If y'all don't know, I'm Michaela Shanae with Michaela So For Real. So how you doing today?
So I mean, Michaela, so for real, what is that?
What is that? Well, Michaela So For Real is a show on Power Play Radio Network. I interview local artists, entrepreneurs, authors. I've had a few doctors, photographers, anybody with a hustle, you know, just to kind of shed light on the many talented people here in the DFW area, and also giving you my for real thoughts and, you know, my for realness, you know, that's all of that
all
together.
of this, yeah, all of that chocolatey good stuff. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you know, Michaela, girl, I am in love with your show.
Thank you.
I think that I'm really proud of you that you're giving the light to other people and also shining a light on you. Little diamond in the rough there.
You know.
You know.
Thank you.
So
I
tell us,
try.
how did you come up with Michaela So For Real? Like, where did that birth from?
The name or just the show period?
The show period.
Well, I started actually on my couch on this app called Anchor. And let me just take it all the way back. So, let's see. I went on an audition for this web series called Kismet. Shout out to Kismet, Cicely Rue. And on the set of that, while I was working on that project, I met this guy, and before that, I had been thinking about, I've always wanted to do radio. I've always wanted to, you know, do a podcast or whatever. And we were talking about that, and so he told me about the Anchor app. And so I did that for a few months, and then one of the guys that I met on the set of Kismet, Rashad, shout out to Rashad Perry, he asked me, he was like, hey, have you ever thought about doing radio? And I said, yes, of course. And so he introduced me to Kenny, the KMWI Media, and I was over there for a while. And then my uncle had an interview over here at Power Play Radio. It's just been happening.
Just lined up.
Yes, you know, to make a long story very short. It's just something that I guess it's always been in me, something I've always wanted to do. I kind of suppressed it for a long time, and then now it's just, I've been, you know, in the right rooms and meeting the right people, and everything is just, you know, it's taking a life of its own.
So, how did you come up with this dope logo that you have there that he just displayed on? Yeah, there you are. There you are, Queen Mike Quality.
Yes. The logo, shout out to Edwina Gray with Lady in the Red Dress PR and marketing firm. She actually created the logo. And I just took a picture that it really was the sweatshirt that I had on in the picture that I really was trying to focus on. Because it's Nina Simone on there.
No.
And
that wasn't the focus.
That really was. And I kind of wanted her to take that picture, and, you know, I told her to kind of freestyle. And so she, you know, she came up with that, and then the mic is like a fist. But yeah, she created that.
But God knew that wasn't supposed to be the focus. You catch me?
Yeah.
You feel me?
He knew. He definitely knew, you know. And then also the rap, you know, thing is something else I didn't realize. Because, you know, people always wanted to be a deeper meaning behind the rap. See how my hair is like plaited up under here, you know. So it's just, you know, you don't have to be looking a mess when you looking a mess. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And the wraps is just something to allow you to, you know, kind of be still cute, but kind of camouflage the nappiness. And that also kind of took a life of its own. So yeah, you know, I just been.
I mean, you have your own little unique look, and I love
you.
it. You know,
Thank
the
you.
glasses, y'all see the glasses?
You know.
He's so cute around.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
wait, there she go. Wait, there
look
she
at
go. Oh,
that.
trying to get sexy on us.
You know, I try. Shout out to my girl. But yeah, you know, I just been like I said, just something that as I'm approaching 30, I'm just, you know, walking into my truth and just being unapologetically me, you know, and embracing this flyness, you know what I'm saying?
You said approaching 30. How old are you, girl?
29 and a half.
29. She's a baby, y'all. I love it.
It's
you know, I'm 37, I'm knocking on that door. 40.
You're still young.
It's calling my name.
40 is, you know, they say 40 is a new 30.
40 is definitely the new 30, but I don't know if these joints got that message.
Too much pop locking and dropping back in its early 2000s.
Right, that part. Because she sure did it. So, you know, guys, I told you I've been gone for a week. So a lot of things happen. You know, life don't stop. So, have you ever been to a lingerie party?
I haven't.
Because I remember this post that you made that I commented on, and I think you had like there was a whole bunch of girls dressed in lingerie, and it was just them, and you were like, I mean, is it that serious, y'all?
Well, to me, you know, and I think somebody that came on, she kind of broke it down, but to me, on the outside looking in, I guess I just. Like a room full of women, you know, being sexy. Like when I think about being sexy and putting on lingerie, I think about doing that for my man. So the fact of, even if we are friends, I just don't, you know, that's just not my thing, you know. But I did, the lady who came on, shout out to Amina. She came on and she kind of.
Was that my boo, Amina Wilson?
No.
Oh, okay. No. I was about to say, that's my baby.
No, it's another Amina. She was actually on another person on the set of Kids Mix. But no, she came on and she just said that the whole purpose of it is to be able to feel sexy and, you know, have some girl time without being harassed by the men and all of that, which I still get it, but it's still not. It's still not for me. Now, I would do maybe like a couples, you know, or something like that. But just me and my homegirls, I don't, you know, that's not my cup of tea. But hey, you know, y'all be cute though.
Right. So, the last guest that I had, her name was Heavenly, and I was a vendor at her lingerie party. Okay. She's a model. She's a BBW model. Okay. Although she has many other clients that are not BBW. So they had a party last weekend when guys and I was so sick at this party. However,
you still showed up and showed out.
I showed up and I showed out. I won't show you the pictures of myself. However, I do have some pictures from that event. Now listen, let me tell y'all, this girl right here was blowing fire breathing. Yes, she was.
Oh wow.
In lingerie, sexy in lingerie, and she did her own little dance for Heavenly. You know, there were men and women at this party. Okay. And they had, tricked out on this stage. I mean, I can't tell you all the details.
Was it like at a hotel or?
It was at an event center. Okay. I think it's just Event Center in Fort Worth.
Okay, I know you're talking about.
And so, Heavenly, I know I have a picture of her. Heavenly was the birthday girl. Yes, honey.
Okay, Miss
Heavenly.
Okay.
So, Michaela, would you ever step out like that ever?
Not publicly, no. Probably wouldn't step out like that.
So tell me that though you have some lingerie though.
Do I have lingerie? Yes. Yeah. You
know. So do you have anything as fabulous as that?
Not as fabulous as that.
Girl, when she walked out, I said, "You better do the daggone."
Hey, I know, man. I like the little halter top.
Hello. She was really cute, and you can't tell. Well, you can tell a little bit in that picture, but you know she has a lot of booty. And so from the back, like it was just like a G-string.
So she doing her whole
girl,
list. She giving you Lizzo vibes.
She was giving us all life.
I'm not mad at it, but no, you know, no. Now I probably, you know, something that I've always kind of wanted to do. I said I'm gonna do this for my husband or something like that. Like show up somewhere with like a trench coat on, and you know what I'm saying? Have that on up under there, you know, like next to his office or something like that. But no, I probably wouldn't just.
That's actually something I teach in my classes when talking to couples about spicing up their relationship, and they trying to figure out, okay, what can I do? That is something so simple that people forget.
Yeah, surprise them.
You know, don't nobody have to know what you got on under that trench coat. I mean, it's better in the winter because then really people won't question you.
Right. Don't try to show up in July in a trench coat because you might get stopped and flagged. But in the wintertime, you know, you might be able to get away with it.
Right. I think there was one more picture. There's this guy that I cannot think of his name for the life of me. But he was taking pictures with every single model that was there. He's well known, but I cannot think of his name. But this girl,
is he like a rapper or something?
No. He's just a BBW lover, but he's known for like doing all these different parties. But the girl in the white, she's a Lane Bryant model. Oh my gosh, she's so sweet too. Can't think of her name right now. But all of them actually model for this company. Pretty Girl, Black Experience, PGBT. Yeah.
I think I follow them on Instagram.
So Heavenly was in the building the last Sunday, and that was her party. Girl. Wow. Amazing. Now, you know, have you ever thought about modeling, Champ? Because I think you could do it.
No, I actually haven't.
You got the cheekbones and the eyes.
See, now the picture part, yes, but the whole walking and, you know, not being able to eat and, you know, the walking in heels.
What you mean you got...
The walking in heel. Well,
okay. Did you see these BBWs?
You're absolutely right. Let me take that back. And shout out to the, you know, those models because they are, you know, giving us another perspective of modeling, and you know we think that, but yeah, you're right. It's not like that anymore. But no, I'm not a runway. You know, I'm too clumsy. I'm too goofy. Like I'm a nerd. I don't know. Like I don't see myself modeling.
She could walk down the aisle with a book. No, I'm kidding. So guys, moving right along, you know I am a Mocha Marriage certified trainer, right? And so we talked about this on your show. But this particular last week, not last weekend, 2 days ago, Friday night, I got to Friday night with the wives. And some of these were first ladies. Okay. And some of them were just wives, Christian wives that had been, you know, married for a very long time, coming together to get nourished, right? And so I thought about when I had you on the show, I was thinking about like, so you're not married yet, right? But you've been in the church a while, right? Right.
That's true.
Is it somebody's a pastor, right? Or both, a deacon or something.
Well, both my biological dad and the dad that raised me, they're both preachers.
Okay. So let's talk about this for a minute. Okay. Before I get to my recap. What were you told about sex? What was the aspect that they came from when they talked about sex?
That you would have a baby and that you don't want a baby. That's what sex was. Sex was you're going to get pregnant, and we not having that. You don't have no baby. So in my mind, you know, I was even naive of thinking that like you can get pregnant from kissing.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, I definitely. Well, I mean, you know, up until I was probably like 15 or 16. But yeah, I really thought that. I really thought that you could probably, you know, get pregnant from kissing. So, you know, my mama had me. She got pregnant with me at 16, had me at 17. So it's been embedded in me to not, you know. So I was terrified that, you know.
So in retrospect, because knowing now, of course, that it ain't about kissing,
right? You know,
right. And your mom being pregnant at 16 or 17, like, how would you change the way you talk to your child once you have a child about sex? Because, Lord,
I would just be honest with them, and I would tell them that it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not, it's not evil. It's natural. It's something that we all do, but it's not something to just play with. You have to be prepared. There's soul ties. There's a lot that comes with that. So I would just be honest with them, and tell them, and I would still, no babies. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't just like when you love somebody, or when you not even necessarily love. I would just tell them everything, because sex doesn't necessarily come with love too. You can be having sex with somebody and they don't love you, kids.
Hello.
So
say it again for the people in the back.
Yeah. So I would be open and honest with them. That's the kind of relationship I want with my kids.
Absolutely. And Colin's 4, and we don't have those conversations quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's also autistic, but because if he wasn't autistic, girl, he would be getting the nitty gritty. Not everything, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, just him being a little boy. It's funny because little boys, even you notice, like when they'll be babies and they really flirt. Like, where do they get that from? It's natural. It's in their DNA as soon as they come out.
And then it's natural for them to be pulling on their penis and walking around because it feels good. Mm-hmm. And you find out at an early age that it feels good.
Like,
and then we're like, no. And that's actually really not the great response that you should have. It should be, okay, you can do that and feel on yourself, but just go do it in private. This is not something that you do out in the open. Right. And so, thinking about that, I'm asking these questions for a reason. Mm-hmm. What were you told about being a wife?
What was I told about being a wife? Being a wife, it's funny because with my guy being from New York, we kind of talked about, like, I think that being from the South, we are almost groomed in a sense from when we're young. You were taught, go make his plate, or go do this, or go do that. So it's always been, embedded in me that, you take care of your home. Don't necessarily just fully depend on him. Always have your own. Always have enough to take care of yourself. But don't get with a man, that you're just taking care of him.
Do you feel like you were given the tools to know how to be an effective wife?
No.
Do you feel like you were given the tools to know how to communicate?
No.
So, the reason I'm bringing this up is Friday Night with the Wives, guys, was all about that.
Okay.
It was about women empowering other women. Okay, I've been 15 years married. What can you pour out into me? What things can you help me with?
Right.
I was abused. How do I deal with that? I don't know about sex. And we had this panel. This panel was life, people. The one in the middle, she's Daria Jacobs, the one with the pregnant bump. Okay. She is Daria Jacobs of KHVN. She is a newly first lady. This is her first year married, first year as a pastor's wife.
Okay.
And so she created this whole event, and it was awesome. It was like maybe 40 ladies there. The one in the middle next to her, her name is Tanisha Dean. She's the first lady as well. Monica Johnson, mogul, a business mogul. Just to pick her brain for just 5.2 seconds. She was the actual speaker, the one in the red.
With the red blazer on?
Okay. And then Judge, oh my God, is it Leandra? Oh, I cannot think of her full name, but she is a powerhouse as well. Evelyn Brooks was in the white jacket, and Elizabeth Nefertiti, oh my God. When I say, like, Monica Johnson got to be the main speaker, but all of them got to give their testimonies. And when you say, first of all, there was no dry. There's Monica. There was no dry eye in the building because not only was she funny, but she was entertaining. Right. But girl, she dropped so many great nuggets just about being a good wife and all of the ups and downs, right? So I think about younger people like you that would benefit from, before they become that wife, doing all of those things. So that's why we were kind of having this conversation. Okay. Because do you think that before you get married, and I'm not even talking about like engaged and on your way to be married, but do you think in the church there should be like, okay, a singles group or a young adult group that should just be doing those things, talking about these real pitfalls of marriage and being a wife and sex and all of those things. What do you think?
Well, yes, I did grow up in, a strict Baptist church and family, but as I've grown older and, as the years go by, my understanding and my view of church has really changed. So, no, I really don't. I don't think that. I don't know. For me, I think church should be a place of, worship or getting the word. I think that should be separated from. Now, of course, not to say that we're robots or anything like that. Of course, when you're around people, you're going to meet, you're going to connect. But I don't. Me personally, I just don't, because it's a lot. A lot of times, those young single groups and stuff like that. Just to be honest, they're not talking about church when they're not at church. You know what I'm saying? They're hooking up. They're doing all this other stuff. And
but
so
that's what I mean. Change the narrative of that, though. Not just we coming to single, so we gonna go hook up afterwards, and we're not about to listen to anything.
Right.
But actually change the narrative that it's actually something of substance that. Okay, I can choose to be absent if that's what I want to do. I can choose to come over here and learn how to be a wife or a husband with that intent,
But I think, not to cut you off, but I think that you can do that without necessarily incorporating the church, because when you attach the church to it, it's like, for instance, we can be talking and we can do all of that over a margarita or something like that. You get what I'm saying? But when you attach the church, it's like, oh, we can't do this, and there's limits and there's boundaries.
Change the narrative of all of that. My thing is, and I love it that we have different opinions on this. My thing is that if that's the only place that they go, like, what about people like me that was PK and I was only allowed to go to the church? I really wasn't allowed to go skate, and I wasn't allowed to go. Then who teaches you? So if that's all that you're incorporated, that's you're submerged in that lifestyle, then who's supposed to teach you? And you want us to go by the Christian values, but all you're teaching is don't have sex. Oh, wait till you're married, and then once you get into the marriage, now you don't know how to be married because nobody's actually talked to you about it.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, like, there's
and being married is more than just keeping a house for a man too. You make sure you clean up, you do but it's more, us being women, we bring more to the table than just making a home for you.
Right, exactly. And so me have been married for 15 years, baby, I got some stories for you, honey. But I learned so much out of my marriage. This is why I'm able to do those seminars. But I'm gonna keep moving, because I know me and time. Yesterday as well, there was a pre-holiday pop-up shop for Christmas. So I think we have a picture of me there. So I represent bedroom candy all day, every day.
All day, every day. Great marketing.
I had a great time at this pop-up shop. I was next to the mimosa bar.
Okay.
So everybody kind of came.
That would have been my favorite spot.
And we had some great goodies, and people didn't know that there's a makeup line in bedroom candy. People didn't know that there was hair care and all of those things. So it gave me an opportunity to really have some fun. But that brings us to our first break, so we got to pay some bills. So we will be right back on Power Play Radio Network.
An event, but a lasting memory. We are sure that you'll find something that fits your fancy at affordable prices. We offer pony rides, face painting, balloon twisting, and trackless trains, characters, and so much more. Need a bundle deal? No problem. Give us a call today at 877-PARTY07. Reserve 24 hours a day online.
For for joining us. This is Candyology, your girl Candy J, and I got my friend over here, Michaela. So for real, thank you for tuning in, guys. We've been having a great conversation. You know, we've gone from lingerie to me and a wife to sex after marriage. Oh, so just a real small ending to that Friday night with the wives, guys. I was the guest speaker as the resident sex coach, and got to talk to them for a good 10-15 minutes at the very end. They didn't know I was coming. And yes, this is Monica Johnson and Cece Goldwell. Oh my God, Cece and I go way back to CCTOF days. I love her. She can sing her butt off and act her butt off, guys. She, and that was me in the red hair. You see, I took no pictures because I was so focused on having fun, and networking and talking to people. But I talked to them about just the very thing that we were talking about, like who we were told to close our legs and that's it. So what else was we taught?
Right.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
And I asked them, how many of y'all knew how to be a wife, knew how to have sex, was told that giving oral was bad, and all of those things, and all of those things were taught in church. So, you know, I just try to I changed the narrative for a lot of them, actually.
Right.
So but we have a new segment on my show, guys.
Hey.
It's called Wait, what? And it's something that I say all the time when something crazy happens, and all my girls be looking at me like so wait, what?
I like that. That's clever. Catchy.
So is there anything crazy, Michaela, that you've done in a relationship that you're not proud of?
Ooh, girl.
Anything crazy?
Yes. Yeah, I've done some crazy things. I was the real clingy, you know. I was real clingy at one point. I've been on both sides. Like, I've been the crazy one. I've had somebody that was crazy. But yeah, I remember this one time. I was dating this guy, and I was working overnight at the Waffle House, and he would go to the clubs or whatever, and normally he would call me. Didn't call me this time. And so, you know, my crazy senses, you know, I'm calling him, he not answering the phone. I got off at like 4 o'clock that morning, drove to his house, he was living with his mama.
Oh, Lord.
And was just calling, he wasn't answering the phone, but I heard the phone ringing from outside the window because I was standing outside the window. That's how crazy I was. And so I'm just calling until his mama finally came to the door, and she was like, baby girl, he's asleep. She was like, he's asleep. He gonna call you when you expect. Yeah, I have a few stories like that. Yeah.
I don't think I've done. I've called 50,000 times before because you didn't answer the phone, and I knew where you were. And yeah. See,
I'm a pop-upper. I'm what you call a pop-upper. I'm going to pop up. Yes.
Have you ever slashed anybody's tires, busted windows out the car? Busted windows out your car.
Busted windows? No, I think I threw a brick at somebody's car before.
Lord, Michaela.
Yeah, I'm a Leo. Do not hurt my feelings.
Father, in the name of Jesus. Hey!
But I'm a reformed crazy person.
Okay, so
I'm
listen.
a reformed crazy person. I'm not crazy.
There is a reason I'm asking these questions.
I'm sure.
So, there was, and I think we have the just the article topic. A Texas man disguised as a delivery man and beats his wife's suspected lover in Andrew County. So let me tell y'all this story.
You put a lot of thought in it. I wouldn't have disguised. I would have just came up in there.
First of all, this man drove from Plano, Texas. First of all, that's number one.
Okay.
To Missouri. No, I'm sorry. Leavenworth, Kansas is close to Kansas City, Missouri. But anyways,
oh wow.
To Kansas. Got a white delivery truck, made a fake package just so he could deliver the package to the man so he would open the door.
Oh, wow.
Got a fake cell phone, called him and told him he had a package, and walked up to the man and beat him. Beat him down. Beat him all the way down. He is currently in jail.
Oh,
but
wow.
soon as I read this article, I was like, wait, what? Why would you do this? Like, that's doing too much. Why wouldn't you just say bye?
Okay.
Holla at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Love will make you do some crazy things.
girl,
That's why I always say, I
right.
tell people that cheating is a dangerous sport.
Girl.
And you may not, you don't know.
You may not make it.
Yeah, you may not make
Wake up
it.
dead.
Yeah, because you're playing with somebody's feelings and emotions, and that's a dangerous place to be. Honestly, kudos to them. And I'm not gonna say kudos, but I wouldn't have went as far as disguise it. I would have just popped up like,
Right.
I'm all for it.
So let me ask you another question. Do you like special treats in your mouth?
Special treats in my mouth.
Do you like special treats in your mouth?
No, I don't know what that means, but I don't think so. You talking about oral sex?
It might look like it, might feel like it might taste like.
No.
Can you roll that picture for me? So this bakery has made these special pink cupcakes. They are pink labia surrounded by sprinkles. Chocolate colored with chocolate curls and even green and blue set. Hello? Listen.
With the chocolate
Now,
curls.
listen, I am all for, and did you peep the other side though?
Yes.
It's a little penis with some testicles and I mean it looks real lifelike on top of it, huh?
It definitely
Would you eat
does.
these treats?
I mean, they're cupcakes at the end of the day, but probably I don't know which one I would get though, because
they both look good though.
I'm like the one with the sprinkles and the chocolate. They actually look pretty good to me, but the fact of it's a labia that you're eating.
I think I might use these to try to teach people how to eat. Give that good cunnilingus.
Yeah, that would be a great practice.
But when I saw this, I was like, wait, what? Oh my God.
That's a good way. What?
Because, I mean, honestly, I'm all for, like,